All right, I just got done recording my deck profile. It might change a little bit. I mentioned that near the end, but I want to know what you guys think of it because this is one of my. It's a top-down video and it's different for me. I'm angled at the side because I'm honestly just using my kitchen cabinets and laying my phone on the cabinet and then angling down. So I do apologize for the angle, but that's the best I can do right now to get it that decent looking. I do want to know your guys' thoughts though. I feel like I was rushing through a bunch of it because I hit like 15 minutes on there, and that just seems crazy for the deck profile where I don't feel like I said much. But that's it, guys. Please let me know what you think, and let's get into it. Pump the brakes before we get into it. Again, I apologize, but like I said, this, I say it in the deck profile, sorry, but this Rokket deck is supposed to be budget friendly. The Boral Sword is probably one of the more expensive cards in there, and that's moving to my Invoked Shadow deck when I get that finished. I don't know, I'll probably put a Boral Guard in place of it, and then the Ghost Rare Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend is the next highest, or probably close to it, might be $25, $30. But there are common options for that, or rare options, or whatever the other options are, different rarities in that you could get for a couple bucks. The Boral Sword, I don't believe there are. I think there's one reprint, but it's still like $15. So depends what budget means for you. But I don't think there's many cards in there over like $5, other than those two right there. And I'm only playing Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend because I already had him. So it didn't cost me anything to get him. Well, that'll be it, guys. If you do have any questions about anything, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, advice, I will be open to advice, whether that's removing cards, combos, adding cards, whatever. Drop it in the comments down below and let me know. Otherwise, let's get into the deck profile. Thanks, guys. We are going to go over, bam, my Rokket deck. Boom, my Rokket extra deck. I'm sorry, I can't tell if these are lined up or even straight or anything. Probably not. And my Rokket side deck. So, let's jump into that. Like I said in another video, I started off actually with Team Samurai X1's video and copied his deck profile for the $30 Rokket Revolt structure deck. You get 3 of those and then build it. And then now I've been messing with it. So we have 3 Absol Router Dragons. Very easy to summon him. If you already have a Rokket on the field, you can special summon him from your hand. If he's in your graveyard, then which you can throw him in your graveyard with Dragon Shrine and then drag him out with Rokket Synchron. We're running him at 2, both because I do like getting Absol Router out, and because he is one of the only tuners in here aside from Rokket Tracer. So Rokket Tracer we have at 3. He's very good to get. I think his effect is destroy 1 face-up card, and then you can basically summon a Rokket monster from your deck. He's also a tuner. I don't know if I mentioned that. Double Silver Rokket Dragon. So those are kind of the fancier ones, and then the rest I have just to drag more Rockets out. I haven't really been able to use their effects too much because, like I said, I don't go up against Link monsters. I'm starting to, but I haven't been very much, so we'll get those out there. 2 Magna Rokket, 1 Rokket Recharger, a Metal Rokket, and then 2 Auto Rokket Dragons. A bunch of level 4s so I could get some Xyz monsters out, which I think I only have 1 left in my extra deck after updating it. So maybe we can change that. I don't know. After the Rokket stuff, we have 3 Gateway Dragon. If your opponent controls a Link monster, you can summon him from your hand. What else is it? I believe it's once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dark Dragon monster from your hand. So that's an easy call. Then we play Paladin of Felgrand, just 1 of them. His effect reads, if this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can equip 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster from your hand or deck to this card. This card is unaffected by other monster effects while equipped with an equip card. and then you contribute 1 monster and this card, then target 1 level 7 or 8 dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So I usually equip Absol Router with him if I don't draw into a Dragon Shrine. So decent enough. I might take him out. He's not that good, but I like his effect, and it gets Absol Router out, and he's level 4. So I keep him in there. World Chalice Guard Dragon. I've drawn him like once or twice. Upgraded him because he's the cutest. His effect reads, when a card effect is activated that targets your linked monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position to your zone a linked monster points to. That is incredibly helpful. I only run him at 1 because he's not good for much else. And then 3 Ash Blossoms. Just got her in, I think yesterday. Picked her up, actually my brother was selling them, so I picked them up from him. And those are my only copies of Ash. And it is so nice to have hand traps finally. 3 Quick Launch, special summon a rocket monster from your deck. Obvious why we play that. 3 Squib Draw. I use this more for if I think I like brick on a hand. You can target 1 rocket monster you control, destroy it, and then draw 2 cards. So I do that because you can still use their effect to drag another one out of your deck use the graveyard effect to drag another one out of your deck, and it gives you 2 more cards to play with. So I usually only use that if I brick on a hand, otherwise I keep it until later. It's nice to have as an option. 3 Called by the Grave. I've been playing Spiral, and I just added them in today, so you can tell why. So I've been playing against Spiral, I should say. Banish a card from your opponent's graveyard and negate its effect. It's awesome. I have not played it against Spiral, and I don't know what other decks. It might be moved to my side deck because I don't know what other decks we're going to meet at locals. 3 Boral Regenerators. Bam. Basically, target a rocket monster in your graveyard, bring him back out to the field, and then if he gets destroyed, then you can draw 1 card, but you have to banish him. So kind of a trade-off, but definitely gets more bodies on the field and easy to link into or link from, etc. 3 Dragon Shrine. I can send a card from a dragon monster from my deck to my graveyard. Sorry, my dog's... What are you doing, bud? Come here. That's nice. I usually send Absol Router and then try and get him out with like a Synchron. So, not bad. And then they almost all have effects where if you send one to the graveyard, then you can summon another one from your deck or add one to your hand. Jackson! So you can send Absol Router Dragon with him, and then add Rocket Synchron to your hand with Absol Router's effect, and then you can play that next turn. Boom! Boot Sector Launch adds 300 attack and defense to rocket monsters. Also, special summon up to 2 rocket monsters with different names from your hand in defense position. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon rocket monsters with different names from your graveyard in defense position up to the difference. I only run that at 1 because it's kind of a bricky card, but I like to play it. And then the next ones, we'll move those out of there, are all Super Polymerization, Rapid Trigger, which is another basically polymerization, and then polymerization. So this I like, but I've been going up against Spirals, so I can't use... I don't believe I can use... I'll have to look that up. My opponent's monsters as fusion material, because the only one I have is Warlord Furious Dragon, and he needs dragon monsters. So I don't think that counts there, but I like having them anyway as a board wipe, and I will probably add a different fusion in. Rapid Trigger quickly gets Warlord Furious out, and I can only attack monsters summoned from the extra deck. So it's okay. I only run it at 1 because of that, but it's nice to have, and it can get you out of a sticky situation. And then polymerization, obviously at 1. Because I'm running so many, super polys, rapid trigger, I just thought I'd keep this at 1 so I wasn't continuously drawing them, because I only have 2 Borreload Furiouses in my extra deck. And now for the traps. We play Link Turret, which I have not seen anybody run, and I don't know why. Listen to this effect. I have to read the whole thing. When this card is activated, place 4 counters on the card. Each time you take battle damage, place 1 counter on this card. During your main phase 2, you can remove 1 counter on this card, then target 1 rocket monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also, it is banished when it leaves the field. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except Dark Link monsters the turn you activate this effect, even if the card leaves the field. So I don't know why people aren't playing that. That gets you extra bodies on the field. I definitely like it. I'm leaving it on there. I'm leaving it in there. I haven't drawn into it because I've only run it at 1, and I've only run it at 1 because people kind of, I feel like there's a reason people don't run it. I haven't seen it yet, but it came with the structure deck, so I don't know why people haven't done that. One fancy Mirror Force, the other are commons. But 3 Mirror Forces, because a lot of times that'll get you out of a pinch too. I thought about lowering that as well, because that lowers your chances of running into other cards that you could use. And then this last card is one I have not drawn into in the last 5 games that I added it. Infinite Impermanence. I only run it at 1 because I cannot yet afford the other 2, but we'll see after the reprint. Maybe I can. I shouldn't say afford, the way I'm budgeting myself, I can't pick them up. But, God, it would be so fun to play this. That would be my other hand trap. And that is a total of 49 cards. I just took Keeper of the Shrine out. So 49 cards altogether. That's still pretty heavy. I'm thinking of some more that I could take out, but I'm not sure what yet. All right, and then I think we'll save this side. Well, we'll do the side deck too. All right, so we're running 1 Saryuja, 1 Guard Dragon Pisty, 1 Guard Dragon Elpie, 1 Borrelsword Dragon, 1 Borreload Dragon. Is there enough room over here? I can't see the screen. I'll do Triple Burst Dragon over there, Delingerous Dragon, Underclock Taker, Quad Borrel, Booster Dragon, Nightmare Cerberus, 2 copies of Borreload Furious Dragon, Tornado Dragon, and then Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. It's the only Ghost Rare card I own. I did not buy it. I think I pulled it out of a pack when I was younger. I don't remember. I just had it. So that is 1 card. I do have the, I think it's the common version, which is pretty cheap. So this is like $30, I think, if you buy it like this. But if you want to be a cheapie like I did, you can buy a common copy for, I think it's like a couple bucks. So everything here is relatively inexpensive, except Borrelsword. Borrelsword is like $25. He's actually getting switched over to my more expensive deck, which is the Invoked Shadows. And then at that point, I will add probably another Borreload back or something from my side deck. So we'll see. But, okay, I can't comment on everything. And you'll notice that I didn't go 1 by 1 like I did with the deck. Because these 2, I haven't quite found a good combo for yet. I just don't know what to do with them. So Guard Dragon, Pisty, and Elpie, they might get taken out and side decked for a little bit until I can find something or really find my footing with them. Borreload, I think I want it 2 again. I have it at 1 right now because I also have Borrelsword. I don't want to be too heavy on 4s, but hey, it happens. Borreload Furious, I'm running at 2 because I like having the option to get him out, and I have Super Poly, Polymerization, and Rapid Trigger, so a bunch of chances to get him out. Excuse me. Nightmare Cerberus I just got today. Can't really comment on him. Booster Dragon and Quad Borrel. I like both of them. I was running them at 2 actually before we got our newer cards. But I really, since changing that, I haven't really gotten into them too much. so I'm staying away from them for right now. I cut them down to 1 so I can make room for things like Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, which I played today, phenomenal, and then Tornado Dragon. I'm trying not to take forever here, guys, so if you want to know my thoughts on certain cards, I kind of went through the extra deck pretty quick. I do apologize for that, but if you want to know my thoughts on certain cards or give me your thoughts on certain cards, drop a comment down below and I will let you know, or I will respond to you, and we can open up a conversation about it. All right, this is my side deck, 15 cards. Boom, Time Thief Redoer. I didn't know what to take out for this, but I really like Time Thief Redoer. Okay, his effect, it's 2 level 4 monsters. That's about all I use for Xyz monsters in that deck. Once returned during the standby phase, you can attach the top card of your opponent's deck to this card as material. That's all I'm going to go over right now. I really like that. You should look up his effects when you remove that card because it is awesome. All right, moving on, we have a second Borreload Furious Dragon. I'm sorry, moving on, we have a second Borreload Dragon. Because there was a time when I thought that running just 1 wasn't enough, and then I got Boral Sword, and I'm happier with that decision, but I still think I could add a Borreload in there, so I'm leaving the option on the table. Then we have Booster Dragon, which you guys already know what that does. Decode Talker, you guys probably already know what that does. And then this one I actually just took out to make room for more cards. That's Boral Supplier, which was in the deck. It says, during each standby phase, if you control a Boral Link monster, you can target 1 Rokket monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only use this effect of Boral Supplier once per turn. So I like that. I like that quite a bit. Definitely good to get bodies on the board. And then we got another Polymerization, another Super Polymerization, and then we have Foolish Burial, which I thought about adding. This one's pretty simple. Send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard, and then you could use their Rocket's effect, but I just don't quite want to open up into that, you know, so I'm leaving it as an option. I would rather have the opportunity to open up into something maybe like a Hand Trap or Super Poly or something like that, you know. I just wouldn't want to draw that card, even though I think it would be a good addition. Twin Twisters, we're but side decking 2 of. Discard 1 card, then target up to 2 spells and traps on the field and destroy them. I like that. I have not had the need for it yet because some of my cards, like Tornado Dragon, can destroy spells and traps. So I usually have a way around them, but I see where it could be useful later on. Then we play Galaxy Cyclone. We don't play it. But then in the side deck we have, boom, Galaxy Cyclone. Target 1 set spell or trap card on the field, destroy it during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Galaxy Cyclone once per turn. That's strong enough. I honestly considered just main decking it and just forgetting about it, but I don't know. I haven't quite talked myself into it. Like I said, with Tornado Dragon, I can get over spells and traps pretty easily, but I could definitely see the use in it. So it is in the side deck, just in case I make that mistake. And then we played 3 copies of Red Reboot, which was not my idea. I've seen a lot of people do it, and they came in the structure deck, so I added it. Woo! And then I threw it on the ground. Psych. Okay, it says, when your opponent activates a trap card, negate the activation, and if you do, set that card face down. Then they can set 1 other trap directly from their deck. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent cannot activate trap cards. You can activate this card from your hand by paying half your life points. My brother's Spiral deck is not terribly reliant on trap cards, so I don't play it, but I see the use for it. And then finally, 1 copy of 0 Day Blaster, where you destroy a Link monster you have. I believe it's a Dark Link monster, yes. Then target cards on the field equal to the Link rating and destroy them. And I was kind of thinking taking that out with Guard Dragon, Elpie, and Pisty, because I could definitely see that being a quick, easy combo. But a lot of the time when I get my bigger guys out, I do not want to destroy them. I usually like having them on the board because Combos move so fast anymore that I could destroy my Link or a Link monster, and even if I have Rockets on the board, then they could still do a board wipe and I would be wide open. So I don't quite like that, but I see the use for it. That's why it's in the side deck. These are all cards that I didn't quite want to draw into or feel comfortable with adding, or I actually removed for more room in the deck, but I don't know. And we've got a few more on the way. We're going to probably change this up before we finish the entire deck, which will be next week, hopefully, before locals. I bought a Boral Guard Dragon for a few dollars, and then which we're probably going to take Boral's Sword out and go with Boral Guard, because I want this to be the cheaper deck, and the other one's going in my Shadow deck. And then we bought oh gosh, I can't even say the name, Erratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, I think it is. So that was another good card that was recommended for this deck. And I think both of those will help. I bought both of those for around $10 on TCG Player, including shipping. So I'm very happy with that decision. And that, guys and girls, concludes everything. If you want to know my thoughts on any specific card or any combos or anything, I could try and go over them. But like I said, I'm just learning, guys. So honestly, if you guys have combo ideas for me off this deck, if you have things you think that I should take out or things you think I should put in, definitely let me know. We are going to get Ghost Bell, I believe, and we'll probably put her in there. She was pretty cheap, I believe. I think she was only $1 or so a piece. And then the two links I mentioned, I think that will be it for now, and that will be the only additions we make before we go into the tournament. I might take a few cards out too, because it's at 49 and that feels really heavy. So we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you have a great day.